Hello, this is Tanner with Mach 7 Marketing, a marketing agency that its whole purpose and mission is to bring momentum to your sales and marketing efforts. And today we're going to talk about the laws of motion and marketing. Before we get into the laws of motion, I want to introduce myself. My name's Tanner Holt. I have more than 10 years in marketing experience. I consider myself a sales and marketing engineer, helping companies being able to have triple-digit growth year over year, as well as helping other local clients through site testing being able to add $2,000 to their monthly revenue. Now, along with working, I enjoy running Spartans, spending time with my family, and supporting local businesses, particularly trying new restaurants as well as going to the locals farmers market. So the first law we're going to talk about is the law of inertia. Now, this first law by Isaac Newton states, objects will remain at a rest or in a uniform motion in a straight line unless acted upon by an external or an unbalanced force. So what does this mean for marketing? So first of all, we got to understand a little bit about what inertia is. And a good example of this is a flywheel. If you haven't, please go to Hubspot and look up their flywheel methodology. A flywheel is a circle or that can rotate, and when you spin it, it will constantly spin until there's something that is put up against it to stop it. That is the whole point of inertia. The idea is that something's going to go as long and as far as possible until there's something that gets in its way, as long as there's something that pushed it. And it's the same thing with our marketing. In order to get this marketing flywheel spinning, we need to push it. Now, the thing that we see with most marketing agencies is there's a lot of things that go into running a marketing and sales plan, and most businesses don't have the capacity or knowledge to go through and do every little thing. And that's where we come in and we help you by just first of all getting started. Now, there are a few things that we like to do when we start working with a client. So the first thing is we're going to tell you that we want you to keep doing what you're already doing, because there's no point in stopping and losing any momentum that you already might have. Now, the next part is we want to really clarify your vision. Before we start pushing your flywheel in some direction, we want to make sure it's the right direction. How we do this is we meet with you, we figure out what your goals are for you and your company for the next 2 to 3 years, 6 months, whatever term you're thinking that you'd like to work with us for. After that, we'll conduct a simple analysis and a holistic audit of your business. Now, we look at everything from the beginning of when you first start prospecting customers all the way to the end when they've already bought or used your product or service and left reviews, and if they're going through that funnel again. We even look at your internal processes such as billing, customer service, and support. The reason we look at all of these is we're trying to identify points of friction and acceleration. Points of friction, for example, are going to be anything that can slow down your growth. This could be that leads aren't getting to your sales team in the right amount of time for them to respond quickly before a prospect loses interest. It could be local laws and regulations, and in some cases it may even be your competition or a feature of your product. Now, I do want to clarify a little bit between acceleration and force. We're going to talk about force more in the second law of motion, but the most important thing about acceleration is the capacity to move faster. For things like that, it could be putting more money into ads and running more ads, building out more content on your website. It could be having your sales team send more emails or conduct more cold calls. These are all points that you can use to increase in your acceleration. Generally, some other points of friction that you may have when looking at trying to accelerate a project is going to be the limited time and resources that you can put into it. Once we gather all of these points of friction and areas where we can look at accelerating, we're going to prioritize them and what we think is going to have the most impact for your business. We'll review them with you, align it with your vision, and create a wish list and start going from the top and making a plan so we can start acting. And that's the biggest part of the law. The first law in inertia is actually getting the ball rolling and starting.